Dr. Arnold, tell us about the 14th Amendment.
The 14th Amendment is at the heart of American constitutionalism today, and it always has been. It's really it's the zombie amendment. It lived, and then it died, and then it lived again, and we hope it will continue to live. The 14th Amendment, or the ideas behind it, they go all the way back to the Constitution, to the Revolution, and before. If you take this little book and you flip to the back to constitutional quotations, it starts with Rabbi Hillel in the 10th century and the Golden Rule. That which is hateful to you, do not do unto your neighbor. That is the entire Bible. All the rest is commentary. And I would say today, that basic idea that we're all equal before the law, that is the entire Constitution, and everything else is commentary. And that idea, yes, it goes back to Rabbi Hillel, it goes back to the Magna Carta, it goes back to the spirit of 1776 and the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and all men are created equal. Very quickly after the year 1800, women, free blacks begin insisting that that description also apply to them. Abraham Lincoln thought that the Constitution was just an imperfect attempt to achieve the ideals of the Declaration of Independence. With the Civil War, Northerners thought that all they had to do was pass the 13th Amendment, that ended slavery, made all humans equal. What they found, though, with the Black Codes, what they found with Reconstruction, is that they had to pass the 14th Amendment as something of a peace treaty with the South. It offended some of them. It should offend us a little bit today that they had to say it at all. This idea that all Americans, all persons, is what it says in the 14th Amendment, that all persons deserve to be equal before the law. And for the first dozen years, we really did enforce that against the only really successful terrorist movement in American history, the Ku Klux Klan. We persecuted them, we put them into jail, and we put the KKK down. But after about a dozen years, that kind of went by the wayside. After about a dozen years, Reconstruction mostly came to an end. And by the Gilded Age, by the end of the Gilded Age, the 14th Amendment, in one of the great tragedies of American history, the 14th Amendment had become something of a zombie. It lived on only in liberty of contract, only in your sacred right to never have your property messed with by the federal government. And the Supreme Court invalidated almost all economic laws from Congress or from the states. Only in 1954 do we really see a reanimation, a coming to life of the 14th Amendment with Brown versus the Board of Education. In that case, the Supreme Court finally said that the 14th Amendment and that the American Constitution meant what it said it meant, and it brought the Constitution back to life. It said that the 14th Amendment, that the Constitution made all persons, and it says all persons, equal before the law, no matter their race, creed, gender. And what we hope today is that the 14th Amendment will stay alive and healthy.